Greetings and salutations. We are back with new weeks, new messages. We have Twin Flames and Union, Reunion, and Separation coming up next. Union, Reunion, and Recognition video. It's usually for twins who are in union, reunion, and recognition. Recognition is the moment you recognize your twin is your twin. No more speculations, no more doubts. Finally located your masculine, and now you're doing what you're supposed to do during recognition, which is getting to know your masculine as much as possible. Feminine, masculine, getting to know your feminine as much as possible. It's like I say all the time, your twin flame story should be a monumentous one. You know what I mean? When you telling your kids about how you met your twin, you know what I'm saying, which is their father, you know what I mean, or their mother, it's a glorious story. It's a lot of signs and synchronicities that go into it. That's why I'll be glad to kind of verify if people are your twin or not. So you ain't got to waste your time with a person who you think is your twin. And what you think is what you know. You'll know when you found your twin. I can't even tell you who your fucking twin is. You usually verify that. And I just give you an extra push, or I give you the extra verification that you already knew. You know what I mean? That this is your twin. So recognition is when twins first meet. I advise when you recognize your twin, when you finally get to that position, that place, that plateau, get to know your masculine as much as you can. Get to know your feminine as much as you can, because, like I say, separation is definitely coming. Might take 2 years, might take 2 weeks, might take 2 months. You know what I mean? Get to know your masculine as much as you can. This is the backstory. See, when I recognized my twin, that was just the first part. Once I actually talked to my twin and spent really 2 years being in like recognition bliss with my twin, that's when I found out most of the stuff about my twin. That's how I found out where he came from. And was tripped out is he came back home around the time I came back home. Even the place where he was at and came home, and the places I was at and I came home. The fact that we stayed on the same street, you know what I mean, was weird. The fact that we both was doing the same thing, like what my masculine was doing, like for example, you know, I got a recognition of my twin. You know, I was drawn to him, and by me trying to make sense of why I'm drawn to this guy, you know what I'm saying, because my twin flame is a dude. It was like me trying to figure out what this was. Then I figured out what it was. Okay, we're twin flames. I'm the divine feminine. He's the divine masculine. Now, initially, I thought I was a divine masculine. I was trying to make this woman my divine feminine. But once I've put myself in the feminine energy, you know what I'm saying, and put my current and only divine masculine in his place, everything made sense. Understand what I'm saying? So by getting to know my twin, I started to understand how much we had in common. We both went to rival high schools. My twin moved from Denver, Colorado, DC, to Illinois, Chicago, home, our hometown. We just had the same hometown. To restart his life and go back to college and finish what he started. Same time my master was doing that, I was doing the same fucking thing. I moved from DC, Washington, DC, you know what I'm saying, back home to Chicago, Illinois, to go back to school to finish what I started. You know what I mean? So we both met in the same place. It ain't the fact that we just met in the same place. It's the fact that we lived on the same street, just, you know, a couple blocks apart. You know, and then, like I say, what school you went to? I went to Corliss. Damn, I went to Finger. Corliss and Finger were rival high schools. You understand what I'm saying? Me and my twin is 30 years apart. Me and my twin looks the same. And my twin flame's backstory is kind of like my backstory, just with different things. You know what I mean? All this I learned doing recognition, and that's what recognition is. It's really taking advantage of getting to know your masculine, of getting close to your masculine, and really getting a bigger picture of your twin flame story. My twin flame story is a beautiful one. It seems like it was fate for us to meet. It was fate for us to be in the same frequency, same vibration. You know what I mean? Like we was on the same energy, and that's why we connected. And that's what twins do. When you find your twin, you run into them. You don't find your twin finds you, and vice versa. You know what I mean? You don't plan on recognition. It just happens. You don't plan on union and reunion. It just happens. Union, that happens when you and your twin get on the same page following, in my personal opinion, your first separation after recognition. So it's like recognition, separation, union, separation, reunion, separation, reunion, separation, reunion. Recognition happens one time, Union happens one time. So make sure your recognition phase is something to talk about. Make sure you get all the facts of your own story here. You know what I'm saying? And it's magical when you line everything up. That first union experience, it's a story to that. My first twin flame union experience, like I say, was separated for spent 2 years in recognition of my twin. Then it was like a 2-year separation. And that's when we got back into cahoots. We wasn't here. We was more so here. But we was here. Then we got here. Union happened when we got here. And union happened by surprise. I got some psychic friends. They was telling me, some psychic guys. Older women. You know what I mean? Pam. Shout out to Pam. She put me on. She was like, yo, you finna get in the union very soon. I'm like, I don't see it, Pam. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, way shit set up, man. I don't think my twin ever gonna fuck with me again. Like, you know what I mean? I think I fucked up. She's like, nah, you okay? He's gonna come and he's gonna say all the things that you want him to say. She spelt it out. She a psychic. Just as like I'm hella accurate with y'all, she was hella accurate with me. How she said it was gonna happen happened just like that. It was out the blue. I just get a knock, knock, knock on my door. I open the door. It's my masculine. He comes in. He tells me everything that I wanted to hear. He puts the ball right in my court and asks me, okay, what's up now? I was so distraught. You know what I mean? I was so taken by storm that union was finally happening that I didn't know what to do after union. And what happened once I got in the union? I got right into separation because I didn't have a fucking plan. I didn't know what to do. You know what I'm saying? Things you find out, you learn by doing. Union has to happen, number one, to verify that it can happen and does happen. Number two, for you to deal with it. Reunion, like I say, that happens every time you separate. And separation happens often. That's why I do separation readings, which is the reading before this. Please check it out. Head, shoulders, knees, and toes rant, and we will begin. Head, that's swords. That's thoughts, decisions, mentality, ideology. That's the direction that you're going. That's the decisions that you're making. That's your mental state. That's your mental health. That's your mental capacity, your mentality in general. Cups. Cups are shoulders. Shoulders, head, shoulders, knees, and toes. Cups are feelings and emotions. All feelings and emotions are just indicators on where you're going mentally. Your heart and mind must be aligned in everything that you do. Who rules the heart and mind department? The divine feminine. Then you got wands. Those are knees. Who's the king of wands? The divine masculine. This is his realm, the next two energies. Wands. Wands are actions and behavior. Things you're doing, things you've done, not things you finna do because that really don't mean anything. And then you got toes, which are pinnacles. Pinnacles are persons, places, and things. Things you can taste, touch, see, feel, and hear, and all pinnacles expire. In this third dimension, we call it the world, which is a temporary space in time, i.e. the matrix. Kicking this thing off. First card in this message is the King of Cups. Now, overall energy is fairly important. This involves both masculine and feminine. Bottom line energy is very important. It involves both masculine and feminine. Top row is the feminine. Bottom row is the masculine. All these energies correlate with each other. Let's begin. King of Cups is the tough love card. It's the highest form of emotion you can be on. It's the emotion to say fuck it to any and everything that ain't about the kingdom. Kingdom could be the kingdom of God, or it could be your home, which is your kingdom, which is your sanctuary, which is your heaven on earth. Four of Wands, the world is outside your home. Soon you put your keys into your apartment, into your house, into your room, wherever you stand at, wherever four walls that make a sanctuary, you are in Zion, you are in heaven, where the devil cannot penetrate, where the devil cannot dwell. You understand what I'm saying? So soon you open up your door and leave the outside world to come into Zion, you're safe here. Your home should be a safe place. Your sanctuary should be a safe place. I mean, what the fuck does sanctuary mean, right? So, you either focused on your home environment or you focused on God's kingdom, Zion, the real world, where divines be. You know what I'm saying? Where path and purpose lie. You know? Hey, you shouldn't care about anything but your twin flame demo. Or you shouldn't care about anything but the business of the kingdom of God. Or you shouldn't be focused on anything outside your home environment. Clarifying that. We got the Six of Cups. That's the sauce. What's the sauce? That's your steez. That's your style. That's your essence. That's what makes you you. We are all the same, but we are all different. That's what the sauce means. We're all human beings. We're all born the same. Despite what background you come from, what race you are, we all get a fair shake at the world. Some get better positions than others, but we all are babies. We all had to survive and grow to be adults. We all had to You know what I mean? Fuck around and not die between 18. You know what I'm saying? You can be rich and falter. You can be poor and falter. Like I say, we're all human beings. We all got powers. We're walking, talking power plants, and God loves us, even if we don't love God. We all got the same shape. We're all the same, but we different. But it's a step after that. We're gonna have to be more. That's the Pimp Cup Chronicles. We get to it, I'll dive into it. But overall energy, just in general, I just take this as taking care of God's business. You know, as a divine, there's divine karma that you have to tend to. And this divine karma is located in the fourth dimension. Ace to tens is karmic cycles. That's what karmics go through. That's what divines go through. We all go through the hamster wheel that is life. But divines be in the fourth, fifth dimension too. You know what I'm saying? So we do stuff for God. We do stuff for people. We do stuff for our family. We do stuff for others. We do our will and we do God's will. You understand what I'm saying? It's an infinity that divines move in, which means it's twice the work that a divine does as it was to just the basic karmic shit that karmics do. Overall energy, twins, it's time to focus on the task at hand, the demo. By being in recognition, by being in union, by being in reunion, like I said. You in the realm of divinity. It's time to take advantage of what being a twin is all about. All twins come each other lives for to make each other the best persons that they can be. Your twin is making you the best person you can be, whether you realize it or not. And masculine, your feminine is making you the best person you can be, whether you can see it or not. You know? Actions count. What is the Queen of Wands? That's the divine feminine. She's the queen of actions and behavior. It's what you do that makes you great, not what you have, not what you think, not what you feel. Who's the king of wands? The king of actions and behavior, the divine masculine, where your actions is what makes you who you are, not what you have, not what you think, not what you feel. Bottom line, more important than all that there, we got the Five of Swords. Focus. Masculine, feminine. It's time to focus on what matters and what doesn't. Five of Swords is focusing on something. That's like cocking a bow back at a target or aiming a gun at a target. You can cock a bow back and aim a gun all day, but eventually you're going to have the Six of Swords. Take the shot. You hold your hand too long aiming at a target, eventually your hand going to get tired or your arm going to get tired. You cock a bow long enough, you're going to fuck up the accuracy of your shot, given how long you waiting. You don't wait to do shit too long because you might miss your opportunity or miss the accuracy of the shot that you're going to take. Take the shot. Clarifying the Five of Swords is the Seven of Wands. Internal conflict. Internal conflict is your woes, your complexes, your issues. We all hurt internally. We all are broken internally. And we all have to heal ourselves internally. If your heart was outside your chest, maybe it will be meant for someone else to heal you. But everything that heals you is inside. You heal yourself. Doctors are here for help and assistance. Doctor can't heal you. You heal yourself. Doctor can tell you you only got 6 months to live. You can defy that and live forever. Or live 30 more years. They gave you 6 months to live. You can live 30 more from how you handling yourself, from how you handling your own internal conflict. The way to handle your internal conflict is to look deep within yourself. It's like a battlefield. Bottom line, it's a battle going on. This is your crew. This is the enemy. Looks like you're getting your ass beat, but you kind of holding them off. So eventually you go up to a mountain, you climb up a tree, you go to an elevated position and really see the battle for what it really is. You see, you got room to maneuver. You could take this group, put it on the other side, and eliminate these motherfuckers. Because if 2 of y'all can handle 5 with no issue, then get the cover on them. You know what I'm saying? Get the advantage on them. You know what I'm saying? By taking your team over here and eliminate them from both sides, you can win this battle. You ain't gonna win looking at it from the melee inside the battle. It's like from the ground level, it look like you're gonna lose, but when you look up internally at yourself, you see exactly what the problem is and you can fix it. You know what I mean? So, bottom line. Feminine, you 3 of Wands. Divine Masculine 2 of Wands. That's y'all roles. Three of Wands feminines for you to get from point A to point C. Masculine's job is just to protect you on your way from going from point A to point C. You're the expedition leader. Masculine will be like the help. Feminine, you Whitney Houston from The Bodyguard. Why masculine is the bodyguard in The Bodyguard. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got their role. But by you having more roles than a masculine, feminine, you're going to have to be more proactive. Thus, you have to lead. If anybody needs to be jumping out the window for love, feminine, it's you. If anybody needs to be letting cats out the bags and letting truth come out to really, like I say, be very direct on what direction you want to go with this situation, it should be you. If you count on a masculine to do your job, then this shit gonna be stagnant. It ain't the masculine's job to lead. It's your job to lead. You lead them by actions, not pentacles. Not with your heart, not with your head. It's the things you do that's gonna progress this. So if you ain't doing nothing, then ain't nothing gonna happen, or nothing's gonna change, or nothing's gonna fall in your favor. So feminine, it's the game of follow the leader, and monkey see, monkey do. You gotta do it so your masculine can do it. If you don't do it, how your masculine gonna do what you need him to do? Setting an example. By you being divine, your masculine gonna be divine. By you helping others, your masculine gonna help others. By you waking up, your masculine gonna wake up. By you doing the right things, your masculine gonna do the right things. If your masculine ain't aware and you following an unaware person, then like I said, you killing your own demo by not being on your role. Focus. Feminine, it's time for y'all to focus on y'all role. In some way, you are propelling this divine situation. In some way, you are leading this expedition. It'll pay to know what you're walking into. It'll pay to know where you're going. It'll pay to know how you're going to go about leading this expedition. That's all shit you got to come to understand. And you learn by doing. And it comes from actions. You're the queen of actions, right? Bet it up. Coming to the situation, feminine, you got the Four of Swords. This is being two in your head. It's idle mind. What's the idle mind? That's the devil's workshop. You in your head, then how are you doing action? You're not doing actions because you in your head. It's like you know what you need to do, but you too in your head about how you're going to go about doing it. Don't spend too much time in your head, because if you in your head, then you ain't doing no actions. If you ain't doing no actions, you ain't doing shit. Feminine, get out your head. It's like you've been thinking on something too long. You've been pondering on a move for too long. You've been hibernating on some options for way too long. It's time to do. You fully prepared to do it. You ain't at the Two of Swords to where you got to learn what to do to move forward. Three of Swords. You at the Four of Swords. You've already moved forward. It's just a matter of sticking to the original plan. It's like I say all the time. When you're in recognition, depending on your twin flame situation, it's good to wait 2 months to 2 years to let the cat out the bag. But eventually you're going to have to let the cat out the bag. What's the cat out the bag, you say? That's the truth. Eventually, you're going to have to tell your divine masculine he's a divine masculine. Eventually, you're going to have to tell your divine masculine that you're his divine feminine. Eventually, you're going to have to let the cat out the bag as far as this whole divine terminology to your divine counterpart. I did it. I waited 2 years because my shit's so complex. Me and my twin was good friends. We were two peas in a pod for 2 years. Soon I came out the box and let them know, hey, I'm a divine feminine. You a divine masculine. This is divine love we got going on. This shit has been happening for centuries, for eons, for eternity. You know what I'm saying? What we got is something special, unordinary, unorthodox. God brought this together. This is way more deeper than just a friendship. This is way more deeper than what I thought. You know what I mean? You are the one for me, and I am the one for you. Immediately by me doing that, that's how I ended up in my first separation, which comes with union, reunion, and recognition. It's really 4 phases. Which is separation, but people don't really want to acknowledge that shit. So, like I said, separation happened immediately after me letting the cat out the bag. For 2 years, we was two peas in a pod. Then for 2 more years after that, we was apart. My twin avoided me like the plague. My twin trying not to understand what this was, but it took 2 years for him to finally get it. But just because he got it didn't mean he had to accept it. So then it took 2 more years for us to really get in a union. We was separated for 2 fucking years. Then we got back in cahoots after 2 more years. Then it took 2 more years for us to get on the same page. I've been in a twin flame demo with my masculine for 8 years. It took us 6 years to get in the union. You know what I'm saying? 2 years of recognition, 2 years of true separation. 2 more years of us aligning up to be in union. And since that union that happened about 2-3 years ago, we've been, like I said, separating and reuniting, separating and reuniting, separating and reuniting. That's common for everybody, not just me. That's the average twin flame demo. And it took me doing shit to understand how this shit works. You learn by doing. If I wasn't active in my own twin flame demo, I wouldn't be in a position to put y'all on how this shit might or might not work. You know what I'm saying? Masculine, you come into the situation with the 7 of Pentacles. This is the re card, R-E-R-E. It's rearranging things, removing things, relocating, switching persons, places, and things around with your Pentacles. It's people in your life you don't need in your life no more, that you need to move the fuck away from, because all they're going to do is bring you down or bring you back to a position you was in when you was stagnant. These are exes or former loves coming in your life now that you got something to show. But when you was down or when you was unhealthy or when your Pentacles wasn't up, they wasn't around. Then you get your shit together, you get your inner glow, you lose weight or some shit, you get your money up, you making moves now. Now motherfuckers want to be in your life. The people that only come around when you got something to offer or got something going on, them the motherfuckers you need to remove yourself from. You know what I mean? It could be a situation that you just tired of looking at. Might be time to relocate to another place, so you ain't being succumbed to the same shit. Or maybe you know you need to go to another place, but you pivoting on going to another place probably because of your twin flame demo. Eventually, like I say, it ain't just what the fuck you did that might put you in a separation. It could be just relocating. Your twin moves. You move. I remember I moved to Utah with my twin. I plan to stay gone for years. I only stayed gone for less than a year. About 8 to 10 months. Then I came back home. Masculine, he's in the process of moving. But now he's kind of in the process, like he's where I'm at. Since I met my twin, I ain't been too far from home. This has been 8 years. In 8 fucking years, I ain't put myself in a position to where I'm like totally away from my twin. And that's some shit, like I say, I know it's going to change eventually. Either I'm going to have to move on or he's going to have to move on to another place. But just because we're in 2 different places don't mean we ain't in reunion or recognition anymore. Don't mean that it's separation because we live in 2 different cities. Fuck that. I know twins who live in 2 different countries who are fucking gelling and got their shit together and can still do they thug thingamajig together, but separate. That's what divine love is. Distance can't keep divine love apart. You can live in 2 different countries and still be together. Divine love conquers all. Shit you will learn if you were in divine love instead of just regular ass love with karmics and shit. But shit you will understand eventually. So saying all that shit to say this. Masculine is just trying to move to a new plateau. He's just trying to move away from the shit that's been a hindrance to him, to the people that's been holding him down, to the place that's been holding him down. Or her, he could be a she could be, you know how we rocking. Masculine is just in a position of reposition, if that makes any sense. You know. Masculine is just doing what he got to do to move on. Feminine, you in regards to yourself personally, you got the 3 of Cups. This is distractions, third parties, or people who evolve around you like planets do the sun or moons do a planet. This could be your children and your parents. This could be your twin flame and your friends, your twin flame and your career. You know, your children and your career. Like, you know, Ace of Cups is self-love, self-respect, self-admiration, self-realization, self-identification. You know what I mean? You gotta learn how to love yourself. Why? So you can learn how to love another person. You gotta understand yourself. Why? So you can understand a person just like you, like your divine counterpart. But it ain't just learning how to love yourself for the sake of loving somebody else. You need to learn how to love yourself so you can learn how to love somebody else and the people in the life of the people you love. So this is you, this is your twin, and your twin flame's family, your twin flame's children, your twin flame's career. Yeah, you and your twin got some shit going on, but it's people who love your twin just like your twin loves you. And in the same way you need to respect the people who love your twin, Your twin need to respect the people who love you. Just like you respected your masculine career and then really put clamps on him for him to do what he needs to do. Your masculine need to learn how to not put clamps on you to keep you from doing what you need to do. Then you just got third parties, people who are in the way of y'all love. They're not in the way of y'all love unless y'all make them in the way of your love. You know what I'm saying? Like, your family was in your twin flame life before you got here. So who the fuck are you will be as a divine counterpart to make your twin choose between you and their family? Like, fuck no, that's unfair. I'm not making you choose between me and your family. It's like your twin making you choose between your career and him. That's unfair because you wouldn't want it the other way around. You do unto others as they do unto you. You treat people the way you want to be treated. All this shit is vital when it comes to the third cups. So once again, if you in a demo with your twin and you allow your friends to get in the way of your twin flame relationship, giving your friends input and how your friends feel about what you got going on, what this is what y'all got going on, and your friend need to get some fucking business and get in their own demo so they can stop telling you what to do in yours. Or your family. You know what I mean? You allow your family to get in the way of divine love for the sake of tradition, for the sake of what's right and what's not. This ain't no ordinary love. So you ain't going to come at this like no ordinary relationship or no ordinary situation. You don't have to choose between shit. As your divine counterpart, they should love you and respect whatever you love and respect. And vice versa. You wouldn't put your twin through some shit you wouldn't want your twin to put you through. And all that comes into mind when you loving another person. I told you, it ain't just learning how to love yourself or learning how to love another person. It's learning how to love people and the people who love the people that you love. That's what the Three of Cups has always been. You know what I'm saying? But putting more smoke on this, feminine, because this deals with you personally. You got the Five of Pentacles. This is the dark night of the soul, or going without something. You know? Dark night of the soul. It's just a bad time, a bad moment, a bad pinnacle. Like you're reaching the pinnacle of something. It's just a bad pinnacle. You know. It's like you had your divine demo and you let your family get in the way of it. Now you ain't got your twin no more. Or your twin. Happened with my twin with me one time. He was fucking with a karmic. Like this is me and my twin relationship, right? No. This is me. This is my twin. And this is his karmic situation. He let his karmic get in the way of what me and him had. And I had to go without him for a little bit, given how somebody else felt about what we had, giving somebody else interpretation of what we got. Told you, me and my twin ain't got no sexual or romantic situation. And the fact that he, like I said, he don't do it no more because he's his own thinking man. Like, he's woke. He get it. Like, but back in the day, though, a couple years back, it's like he was fucking with a karmic and she was just like, okay, who is he? Why is he so into you like this? Like, this shit don't sound right. You divine love and all that shit. He's your divine feminine. Like, nah, this nigga's crazy. Stop hanging with this dude. Stop listening to what the fuck he got to say. And he listened to it. And stop fucking with me. Only to stop fucking with me. And like I said, going back to the overall energy, we got the sauce. Six of Cups is the sauce. Who's the sauce maker? The divine feminine. Who's the sauce taker? The divine masculine. Okay? Your sauce feminine fuels your masculine. And your masculine feminine is the muse for you to create the sauce that you create. What masculines do sometimes is steal sauce from you, take your sauce, and put it on other people for them to deal with. It's like your masculine's married, but y'all come to recognition with each other. He doesn't like his wife. He ain't into her. He's just fucking with her for what she got. She's a karmic feminine. He's using her as such. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, in order for him to deal with her, he's got to hang around you, steal some of your sauce to put it on her for her to at least taste good enough to deal with or to bear. And then you can have a twin flame, oh my God, twin flame situation like mine where it correlates to the same thing. I just find it strange. Let's say 8 years I know my twin. Me and my twin have spent 6 Valentine's Days together. Nothing romantic, nothing sexual, but I just find it highly strange he kicks it with me before he kicks it with his shorty. Like Thursday is like smash night for my twin. That's when he usually got his coochie lined up to do his thing with whoever he fucking with. And it's like I remember back in the day that Thursdays we'll kick it during the day, and then at night he'll be with whoever he be with, and usually that's how it was with me. But I can just fuck with my karmics however I want to fuck with them. Like I don't need to see my twin every time I'm about to do my thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm just different. Masculines just maneuver different. But saying all this shit to say this, it's like my twin allowed his karmic to get in the way of what we had, and by me being away, he lost something that he couldn't explain. It's the sauce. My twin, like I said, he used to tell me all the time, man, well, I can't get rid of you. Well, I can't walk away from you. Did you doing magic or something to keep me around? I was like, nigga, you know I don't fuck with magic. That's going around God. Nigga, like, no. Like, nigga, that's just the sauce. You just miss me. You just miss my face, nigga. You miss hanging with me. You miss being around me. And that's really what the fuck it was. When you, like, absence makes the heart fonder. And it happened with my twin. When my twin pieced me out, that was a very trying time. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know how it is when you're separated from your twin. But it sucks worse when you're separated because of who your twin listening to. You know, his family fucks with me the long way. They fuck with me. They understand what we got. His family does, but his karmics don't. You know, and like since, excuse my French, pussy got way more influence over my masculine than what the fuck I can bring to the nigga, he's gonna listen to the pussy first. She a woman, she know what she talking about. You just proclaiming to be a divine feminine energy. You ain't no woman, nigga. You don't know what the fuck you talking about. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather listen to her because she probably know what she talking about, given her status, given her degrees, given she's successful, nigga, and you not. So who you think I'm gonna take advice from? The person that I'm fucking who got a lot, you know what I'm saying, to say about this shit, or what you've been saying that I still don't get yet. You know what I'm saying? My twin got it now, but it took time for him to get what this was. So, feminists. You separated before you get in a union. You separated before you get in a reunion. You spent a turmoil period by yourself, fucked up, before you bump into your twin and it puts you on a whole nother course in life. Failure happens. It has to happen. Bad days have to happen. You gotta have the rain so you can appreciate the sunshine. You know what I mean? You gotta have the lows so you can appreciate the highs. And that's all you experiencing and going through right now, currently, feminine. Masculine, as far as the feminine, directly, personally, you got the Eight of Wands. Masculine had this in his last message in the masculine situation. He got it with you. Your masculine's going to be saying a lot. But communication is 80% nonverbal. So it ain't what your masculine is telling you. It's what your masculine is doing to you, for you, doing about you, or just doing in general. Communication. If you listen close enough to your masculine, he'll tell you everything you need to hear. One thing I've noticed about being in a twin flame situation, dealing with my masculine for 8 years, my masculine speaks in code. It's reflective talking. He'll say some shit to get some shit off his chest, but not saying it directly. He'll say it in a way as if he's talking to me when he's really talking to himself. Twin flames, reflections, it's a mirror he's talking to when he's talking to you. He ain't talking to you. He's talking to himself. The shit you be telling your masculine, you ain't telling him this shit. You telling yourself this shit. It's a reflection. I get it though. So when my masculine come at me in a way that I know is incorrect, I ain't gonna bite his nuts off. I'm not gonna shit on him. I ain't finna get all mad and triggered for him saying some shit when in reality he ain't really talking to me. He talking to himself. This is how he expresses himself, which the Eight of Wands could be venting, expressing yourself. Like, as a divine, you should know how to understand indirect conversation. To hear a person talking and hear the shit that they're not saying. Not saying shit is saying shit. You know what I mean? Like, been talking to my twin a lot, at least the past 2 days. And the conversations we've been having in the past 2 days says a lot. But it ain't just the conversations we've been having over the phone. It's the messages that we've been sending the past couple of weeks. So I'm looking at the messages of what my twin's saying, and the messages is what we're giving back for. My twin is saying something different from what the fuck he's saying. But I know what he's saying because I've been studying this nigga long enough to know. He studied me long enough to know what it is too. So it ain't like this self-discovery I got on my masculine keeps me one up on him. Nah, it's vice versa. The self-discovery my masculine got on me is up on me. Like, he knows he could say, he can talk without talking, and I'm going to get it. He knows he can say half of some shit and know that I'm going to fill in the rest. I told you, it's a reflection. When you talk to your masculine, you're writing a message on a mirror. You're writing a message forward, and it's showing up backwards to your masculine. That's why your masculine don't understand what the fuck you saying. And your masculine is writing you a message forward, but the mirror is reflecting it backwards. That's why your masculine is saying shit that you don't understand or you don't get. It's like he's talking in babble. Until you put a mirror on the message to see the message forward and put it in your head, damn, I got to write the message backwards for him to see it forward. It'd be best if he wrote the message backwards so I could see it forward, but I got 3 of ones and he's got 2 of ones. So it'd be best for me to switch the message so I ain't got to depend on him doing it. Maybe he might surprise me writing the shit backwards one time so I can see it forward. That'd be a surprise. That'd be helpful. But whether he does it or not, it don't matter because I'm going to always make sure he gets the message. And I'm going to always make sure I get the message that he sends, even if it is fucking backwards. That's what talking to your twin is like. It's a lot. It's hard work. Just deciphering what your masculine is saying. It's a lot of work for your masculine to decipher what the fuck you saying. You advanced. He ain't there yet. So when you speak to him or come at him with some advanced shit that he ain't ready for, of course he gonna flip it on you. Of course he gonna write you off as being crazy or some shit. Like that's how this twin flame shit go. So when your masculine talks, listen. Don't listen to respond because you ain't gonna catch the message. It's like me with these videos. I could turn you off 10 ways prior to you actually listening to this message and getting what this message got for you. Oh, I ain't feeling his vibes. Oh, look at his tone. Oh, he's a divine feminine and he's a guy. Like, you're going to get turned off, usually with me. Motherfuckers get turned off 10 times before they get on the shit that I'm on. These are messages I'm giving. Whether it relates or not, it's a message. Take it for the message. Don't look to me for resonance. Don't look for me for okay energy enough to come and test the waters. Like, just check me out. Don't limit me to your limitations off what the fuck you seeing offhand. Just listen to the whole message. Press play, listen to the whole message, then get what you need to get. Don't get turned off mid-message over shit that you analyzing. Because if you analyzing me, then you ain't analyzing the message. If you going off what you see and what you hearing, more so than what you feeling off this shit, then like I say, you ain't gonna catch shit. So like I said, this shouldn't be foreign language to you. A lot of times you masculine say some shit to the feminists and the feminists don't know what the fuck you talking about. And a lot of times feminists says shit to the masculine and the masculine don't understand. It's whoever's elevated, which is usually the divine feminine. You would know to write the message backwards if you knew that the message is inverted. You would know what your masculine was saying if you knew your masculine. It ain't just what your masculine is saying, it's what your masculine is doing. And not doing shit is doing shit. 8 years I've been with my masculine. It took 6 years for me to get what my masculine been saying from day one. I couldn't get it day one. I couldn't get it in the first 4 years of being in this little demo with him because I thought I knew more than him. I thought I got it and he didn't. I thought he wasn't aware. I thought he wasn't that bright to really catch all this shit. But 6 years later, here it is, year 8. And the past 2 years, I've been, like I said, finally getting what my masculine been saying. I'm finally getting the actions and looking at the actions that my masculine's been doing since day one. Since day one, my masculine has always supported me. Always been there. Always been trying to help me. Always been trying to change my life. Always been trying to get me to the next level that I myself keep screaming I'm trying to get on. But once I got off myself, once I got off that egotistical shit that I was on, that victim role that divine feminines like to play all the fucking time with they masculine. Soon I got off that shit, I seen what it really was. Reality, my twin way more aware than I thought he was. My twin been on shit since day one with me. I'm just late getting it. Some shit your masculine has said is some shit your masculine has done. Feminines that you couldn't comprehend. That's going to be loud and clear now. And you're going to have to take into account of that shit. Feminine, you in regards to the masculine, directly, we got the Five of Wands. This is outside conflict. What's outside conflict? Shit that don't involve you unless you involve yourself in it. But why? Five of Wands could be gossip from those that's close to you. These are so-called friends, so-called family who got a lot to say about your so-called demo. You know, this is my masculine initially. Yo, that boy crazy. You need to stay away from that boy. I think he just making up shit just to keep you around and some shit like that. Like, of course, my twin confided in his karmic ass friends and family about what the fuck I was saying. He was just trying to make sense of it like I'm trying to make sense of it. But like I said, you can't really go to karmics with divine problems. They're not going to get it. That's an outside conflict. Some shit they don't know nothing about. Some shit you should know they don't know nothing about. So like I say, you try to get advice from karmics about your divine demo. It's like asking a bum on the street stock tips, or a bum on the street how to create a successful business, or talking to a chef about software. You know what I mean? Like, Five of Wands is also separation. Four of Wands is union, reunion, and recognition. But separation happens. And this just looks like separation. Feminine. Really analyze your times you were separated from your twin. And why? Like I said, it took 6 years for me to realize why I was in separation for the first time. And why I was in separation with my twin them times I was in separation. It was some shit that I was doing. Some shit that he was doing too. A lot of miscommunication. A lot of misunderstanding. And a lot of like entitlement. I felt entitled at one point that I was smarter than my masculine. I was more advanced than my masculine. That my masculine was never going to get to the point that I was at. I was highly mistaken. My masculine at one point, you know, wrote me off what society told him what we should or shouldn't be. Listening to other people instead of listening to the horse, like taking it from the horse's mouth. So, you know, outside conflict is out here, but don't let outside conflict conflict what you got going on inside, number one. And don't let outside situations get in the way of your divine demo. Like, separation has to happen. So anytime you be in separation and you want to play the victim, that's something to analyze. Anytime you get in separation and you want to blame yourself, like your masculine ain't got no part in this shit, check yourself. It's both parties. It ain't just all you. It's both of y'all. You ain't just the only one woke. Y'all both woke. You ain't the only one trying to figure this shit out. He trying to figure it out too. Y'all two different people at the end of the day. So, masculine, personally, he's got the Ten of Swords. This is death or a permanent ending. This is something that's over with. And masculine had this in his situation. And when he had it in his masculine situation for the week, it was the death of his old self. Feminine, you ain't the only one transforming here. Your masculine transforms. You ain't the only one ascending. He's ascending too. You ain't just getting shit. He's getting it too. Just like you seeing your faults in the beginning or in times where you ain't think it was your fault. You see how it's your fault now? Masculine's getting the same type of shit. He's seeing where he's fucked up. He's seeing the shit that he know he needs to change. My masculine's changed into a whole different person. I'm a big part of it, but I'm not all of it. My masculine is a big reason why I'm not the person that I used to be. He's not all of the reason, but he's most of it. You know? I'm not who I used to be. Like before I met my twin, I'm telling you, I wasn't spiritually like disinclined. I didn't have any powers. I didn't know how to prophesize or communicate with the spirits or be as accurate as, I don't know, reading people's lives as I am. You know what I'm saying? It's just like all this shit came with the territory. My twin lit me ablaze. He's the reason why I transformed into a whole new creature. And I'm the reason why he's transformed into a whole new creature. But one thing that my twin on and I'm not is, like I said, Ten of Swords and shit. My twin, like, he's a vegetarian now. The nigga don't eat meat. He put an end to just bad dieting. Some shit I need to do and take heed from that he's doing that I can definitely pick up on. My twin is removing himself from a lot of people's lives and a lot of situations proactively. That's something I don't do. Proactively leave situations, proactively end things that I know I need to end. Is it because my twin flame's willpower is more dedicated than mine? Maybe. Is it because my twin flame really wants it and I'm just playing with it? Maybe. When it comes to over dedication, I'm overly dedicated to like the spiritual and ethereal cause, but it's a lot of physical and manifestation shit that I'm missing out on. That I need to learn from my masculine. And my masculine needs what I got. If my masculine was more spiritually and etherically inclined, he'll be me right now. If I was more physically inclined, like on like pinnacles and how to manifest pinnacles and doing the work that I know I need to be doing, I'll be where he at. I'm a new creature, my twin a new creature. But I need to be the new creature that my twin is. My twin needs to be the new creature that I am. We're the same, but different. So the shit that I need to work on is what the fuck my masculine doing. The shit my masculine need to work on is the shit that I'm doing. It's monkey see, monkey do. If he does what I do, he's gonna be good. If I do what he does, I'm gonna be fucking Gucci. And that's what I'm doing. My twin has influenced me to Chinosaurus. Leave shit alone too. You telling me, nigga, you should be vegetarian too, nigga. You should leave them old friends alone too, dude. You should do what I'm doing. And I ain't in a place to where I used to be where it's like, nigga, I ain't even gonna listen to you. Like, you don't know what the fuck you talking about. I'm way too advanced for you. It's like, nah, I'm humble now. And it's like, you know what? I do need to take into consideration what you're doing. Because you know what you're doing. You know what you're talking about. I'm not gonna write you off. It is what it is. So going to the future, feminine, you got the full card. You're going to a whole new world like Aladdin. Full card is also being unaware. So much shit you were unaware of that you are aware of now, that you get now. So much stuff you didn't know about your masculine. Now you do. So much fault. It's like so much stuff that you were at fault at that you were like Ray Charles to. You didn't see your fault in anything. You didn't see how you was fucking your twin flame demo up. You didn't see how you wasn't being humble with your master. You wasn't see how you was writing them off and shit. And it's like now you are being aware of the things you weren't aware of. All darkness comes to the light. You know, and now you go into the future, like I said, seeing that you kind of in the same boat as your master. That you two are one, that you two are in the same situation, that it ain't this no more. Like you've been screaming for years. It's more like this now. It ain't even your masculine up on you. It's like this. You two are in the same spot right now. And it's just brand new to you. But it's kind of where you need to be. Final card in this message, masculine is going to the future, Two of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles. This is you and someone who's just like you. These are two peas in a pod. These are like two twins. You know, you two are in the same boat. You two are in the same group. You two are eye to eye. You two are here. Like this represents this. Like I was just saying, you two are in the same spot. You know what I mean? It's a blessing. So now you can look eye to eye and recognize what's real and what's false between you two. You seeing that you are the same and how ain't nobody over nobody. You are the same. It's a mirror. So when you looking at your twin, you really looking at yourself. You understand what I'm saying? Y'all are divine reflections, and that's all twin flames are. Y'all eventually get to this point. No more hierarchy. No more I'm better than you, or no more you're better than me. No more I'm more aware, or I'm more whatever than you. Nah, we both in the same boat. And it's time to acknowledge that. That's the message that I got. Hope I can be a good use. It's your boy D.Boom. Please stay tuned for more messages. Deuces. Oh, if you need readings from me, holla at me. Still doing deals, $25 readings, twin flame readings, and personal readings, $50 life coaching. Just email me the book. Love all y'all. Holla at y'all in a minute. One.